The difference between building and building right is planning. And that's how we begin every project at VIVO. Everything begins with proper planning and not assumptions. We work with Obsidian Engineering, Charlie, who has 30+ years of experience, to make sure everything is done detailed and per the city requirement. During the initial plan delivery, we go over the plans with you, ensuring that all measurements are correct and all the structural components are in place. Once we get into the engineer correction process, I go back to the engineer with all your feedback, making sure that everything is adjusted per code compliance. With the plans that we now have at hand, I personally submit for a building permit. Once this is approved, we break ground in construction. Once we have the final approved plans, I go back to you one last time to make sure that everything makes sense. One of the things that sets us apart are our softwares and systems. We share software with you, which is live at any given moment. You'll be able to see the schedule, the contract that you signed. You'll be able to see any change orders if we have any along the way, along with the finishes and all your selections. Once we have the schedule going, we get into pre-construction. This is where we go over where the dumpster goes, where the porta-john goes, where material will be located. We also look at logistics throughout the neighborhood, so we know exactly where to put everything. This is where our project manager, Victor, comes in. He handles the schedule, he handles the material sheet. We need the material sheet in order to know when material comes in, how much material we need to order. And once that gets rolling, we step into my role. I basically take that information and show it to our superintendent, Jamie. Victor and I work hand in hand and make sure that he understands the process, what material we're using, where we want it, how much we want, so that it's continuous workflow. Once that is going and we get ready to demolition or whatever the process is going to be, we get inside of the home. We protect your furniture, we protect your flooring, right? If everything is going to stay. In certain occasions, we do have to move things out into either a storage unit or something else, but in this case, in this home, everything stayed. We covered the floor, covered the furniture, got going above. Once everything got figured out, then we moved everything back in. Once we get out of demolition, we go straight into framing. This part is very tactical because the weather is very unexpected. Material has to be lined up, the crew has to be ready to go, so that everything can be straight, and the blueprints have to be very precise. Once the framing is done, we coordinate with licensed specialists. We stick to the code requirements, we stick to the drawings, but one thing that is very crucial, using this example right here, this is a door frame where the trim is going to go, so we need to be very tactical about every single location. The HVAC right here, we had to coordinate to make sure that everything was located at the right spot. The county in which we're working in then inspects every single detail: electrical, plumbing, HVAC, insulation, framing, whatever it may be. We ensure that we stick to code. All right, we're getting into the finishes at this point. Right now we're painting, hardwood flooring is going on, ceramic is being installed, and right now is where it's a really choreographed dance. You need to make sure that everybody has space and that everything flows properly. For example, walls have primer on them right now and we do the hardwood flooring. Why? Because when the dust goes up, you don't want it to stay on your finished walls. So we do the flooring, and as you can see, we protect it. We have ram board all over the place to protect the flooring while we continue with painting. Once we're done with construction, we start the punch list process. The punch list is where I walk with you and we go over any faulty work or anything that needs to be corrected. Once this is complete, we do a final deep clean to ensure that we hand over the home in perfect condition. Once a project is complete, you have a 1-year warranty. We stand behind our work and we're proud of what we do. If you live in River Road, Willow Lawn, Chesterfield, Richmond, Henrico area, and would like this construction experience, we'd love to hear from you. For VIVO, success in construction begins with planning.